Dejon Johnson, number 43.
Yeah, Alabama.
Yeah, Alabama. Go Dogs. Yeah, well, old girl going to jump up on the bed. She going to get hit in the back of the head with the fan blade. He's like, I can't remember what he said now. Oh, Lord.
Say Alabama. Hello there.
Oh, my gosh. But no, old girl gets hit in the back of the head, and the eyes and the mouth pop up on the fan blade. He's like, oh, head ring, ain't it? Ring my bell. He comes on there and goes,
I was singing that song yesterday.
he said, Celion Fannin, number 54.
Alabama.
Yeah.
And
Coming in hot.
that was
Convo Kings, what's going on, y'all?
this little B-reel there. I like the candidness of it sometimes.
Yes, absolutely.
That one will definitely be in the show.
Yes. So back at home, guys. How does it feel to be back at home?
Hey there.
Home. Right.
Hey there.
Hey there.
Sorry for cussing. Hey there.
We've got to put some of that together. Old Kermit the Frog and what was his name? Stick?
Sketch.
Sketch. There we go.
Hey there.
Sorry for cussing. Hey there.
Hey there. As long as you can handle this.
I guess y'all can tell that we ain't been together in a while.
I know, right?
Stay home if you're sick. Come over if you're thick.
Well, we're all here, so I guess we're thick.
Oh.
Well, we're not all.
I'm thinking in the belly
Even if
waist,
everybody's
belly area.
here and present, we're not necessarily all here.
Yeah,
The spirit's here.
that's right.
Well, I'm just saying we're not all there. I don't think we'd be sitting behind these mics if we were all there.
This is true.
Kind of wrapped, not so tightly.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Never mind.
So let's start off. First thing, we have a goodie bag, a swag bag, something to give away to one Mr. Bad Motherfucker. One Scott Hyatt.
Mr. Scott Hyatt.
He David allude on a little bit to what he won.
So what we have is we had like a little quiz for the Dark Hour podcast that we do on Wednesdays.
Mm-hmm.
So Scott actually listens to both. Him and Mike Williamson, they listen to both. But Scott actually got the quiz right, so he gets a Dark Hour swag bag stuff.
Okay, I'm sure he'll enjoy that.
Oh yeah. Oh, he's reminded me that he guessed it right and he wants his stuff.
Okay. Was it something hard or was it something like?
Well, it was something you had to listen to the show. It was what show scared Daniel the most?
Ah,
That was
I
the
got you.
question.
I
And
got you.
It was Robert the Doll episode. And then Joy went out and bought a doll last night to make her own Robert the Doll.
Okay.
To bring to
naming
this,
Martin
we're naming him Martin.
That's-
He's going to
that's
be
what
a
we got
permanent
approval for.
guest here in the studio.
Okay.
on the dark hour. Apparently,
He's going to sit beside
was the
Daniel
name.
the whole time.
The whole time.
Yep. They're
We're
gonna,
going to get smacked.
they're gonna,
No, I ain't talking about you. I'm talking about that damn
Martin.
Mark going to end up in the hallway.
Oh no.
yeah.
He going to end up in the corner.
Yep. So we were,
Time out.
well, when we got home, Daniel said, he said he sat there and had him a little heart to heart with Kilo, one of our Malinois.
Mm-hmm.
Look here, buddy, we can do this the easy way to heart.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was kind of hilarious.
That Thursday, I went down there and I sat down and talking to him. I said, we're gonna have a little chat.
I guess it worked.
Yeah. It had to work. We all survived the week.
I didn't see anybody missing any fingers.
No.
Well, you saw last night what happened too. So
Yeah.
he just sat
He
right
walked
beside
in
me.
there and Kilo said, "Hello there."
Mm-hmm.
Sat right beside me. I said,
Hello there, Daniel. My name's Kilo.
Can you handle this? So I heard y'all, talking about pickles. I heard y'all were like sexually assaulting my my whiskey there by saying his cod sack was big or something.
Oh yeah, Daniel had to tell me that every time we let whiskey out because whiskey. He's the Mac Daddy.
Yeah.
That's his new nickname for me.
Grade, damn ground.
I tell him every time. I'm like, all right, Big Daddy, you ready to go out? He just sit there and look up at me. I open the door and he's like an old horse. He just
Yep.
kind of like waddles out of the stable.
struts out.
He
That's cause his nuts have
Yeah, he struts.
He'd walk through the door and we'd go out there with him. and he'd shit like 4 times.
Oh, he-
and every time
That's
he
normal.
turned his ass toward the door, Daniel be like, "Damn, that man got a big set of cards." It's like, Daniel, yeah, he's got a big set of nuts. I mean, you do too. It shows when you sit in the studio like this. We ain't pointing it out every time, but every time.
I have sat on them a few times.
Every time, yeah, that hurts. It gets worse as you get older.
It does. Boy, I hate skating across like a work truck.
Oh yeah.
And you,
Well, the worst part's when you sit down on the toilet and it hits the water.
Yeah, that's rough too.
yeah,
Yeah.
them shitty balls.
No, that's like that you sit down, you get that first drop.
Oh, that motherfucker make your asshole pucker. Yeah, my asshole pucker.
Yep.
Like, ew.
Oh yeah. But yeah, he had to point
Hello
that
there.
out about Mr. Whiskey every time he went out there. Oh, he got the shit again? Yeah, he got the shit again.
Oh, no.
Damn, that boy got a big set of nuts. Yes, dude, I know.
Well, he was like on the way back from like dinner last night. Daniel's like, Whiskey got the biggest set of nuts I've ever seen. I'm like, okay, I appreciate that. Thank you.
So I don't know if y'all watched Duck Dynasty when it was big, but when Size Dog wouldn't return the birds,
Yeah.
so he went and bought him a poodle. And
Yep, I remember that one.
The
Yeah.
poodle would return the birds.
Yeah.
And Phil was the one that said, well, if he won't do nothing else, you could put him out there for something. I can't remember what he said, but he said that boy got a cod sack that won't quit. That's all I can think about.
Lord have mercy.
But yeah, it was a fun week
I hear you.
taking care of 5 velociraptors and 1 schnauzer.
So
The people,
y'all could qualify for Jurassic Park?
yes.
No.
The people that I've told, I'm like, yeah, I got some friends. They out of the country right now. We taking care of their fur babies. I'm like, oh well, yeah, that shouldn't be too bad. I'm like, no, it's 5 Malinois and a schnauzer. They're like, the hell?
I told that to some guys I work with, and they said, "Oh my god!" I said, "Yeah." He was like, "We're surprised that you're still alive."
Yeah, going into it though, it was a little nerve wracking. Like the shield was appreciated the first couple days.
Oh, yeah.
But by like day 3, no, just like y'all said before you left, they knew who he was. I walk in, I be, hey puppers, what y'all doing? And
They're
Yeah.
intelligent.
Oh, you want to put me on the hot seat about the damn boss sack? I'm gonna put you on what you said about his cabinetry skills.
cabinetry skills.
Yeah, on his on carpentry skills on his shield.
Oh, what are you talking about?
Oh yeah, I told
Yeah.
him that David's handles wasn't worth a shit.
Every time he picked it up and them damn things
them
fall.
damn handles fall off.
Oh, I'm telling y'all what, there at the end, man, I was such in a damn hurry. I was just like, okay, look, they in there right now.
He said, "There's one thing that Dave ain't. He ain't a carpenter."
Nope.
No, I never-
He built the shield well, but the handles hanging off of it, they was a little lacking. But that's okay. It worked.
hey, that shield got like 3 nails in each plank.
My shield was a damn door.
So
Yeah, that was funny. I'd get the shield out. I'd go to open the door, and Daniel,
That's behind the door.
he went from like his size to like a quarter of his size when he drawed up behind that door. He used that door as a shield, and them dogs were. I'm like, all right, Dan, you can shut the door. Wham!
damn.
But it was a good time. It was a good time.
Yeah.
They acted well. I got every one of them to take treats from me while I was out there.
Yeah.
The day that I had to do it by myself, I went outside with every one of them, and they act right. They sit down.
Did something for me, yeah.
Kilo was. I tell everybody about Kilo, and I mean he's just gorgeous.
Yeah, he's a pretty dog. He knows it too.
Oh yeah, he does.
I think Echo's the pretty one to me.
Well, I like it. See, I always tell Joy that Echo looks like the Anubis.
She's just beautiful,
Yes.
dog. Her
So,
black, shiny
She's very
fur.
majestic.
Yes, we need to get that girl a gold headdress like that.
Oh yeah, I used to put on the I had the Cuban Links necklace, and I had it on her for a while. Until all the other dogs got jealous and they started trying to yank it off.
Oh yeah.
Like, dang, y'all in the hood or something?
What got me was when, say, you let one of them out and Echo's still in her kennel. You walk back in the door and you look at Echo's kennel and you see that yellowish green eyeballs looking out at you. And You try not to lock eyes with her because I
Yep.
know the whole intimidation thing, but you catch yourself looking at her and you find her eyes, and then that mouth drops up and you see them white teeth shining. It's like some type of demon in there, but you
Yeah.
let her out, she's just as playful now.
That's what
That's
she
the
was following
thing,
me.
you know. Like me and Joy say all the time, like I wish other people could see Echo for what she really is. Mm-hmm. And that dog, like if once I bring her upstairs to sit in the living room, she gets in my recliner with me, and she knows that I have I know that dog knows I have back problems, and she will sit right at the lower end of my back and keep it warm the whole time I'm sitting there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then and then she'll switch between me and Joy. She'll go over there and sit with Joy. She'll come back and sit with me. And she tries to give us both the same amount of love.
Yeah.
Whiskey was a lap dog to me.
He's something on it.
He all over my lap.
Oh, yeah.
Joy said he's just like me, an asshole.
He come right up to me at the house and just both paws and
Yep.
he's like, just pet me, please.
Yep.
Just pet me. I rubbed him on the head. He just, he knows who I am now.
Yeah. They seem to do fine. I know Whiskey pulled one over on Daniel.
Yeah, I heard about that.
I was sitting there and I was like, I told Joy I got up that morning. I was like, you know what? I smell something.
Oh,
That smells.
I'm like, it doesn't work. That I know better. I know when something's not right. And then so I went down there and I'm like, you know what? They're clean.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, and I checked every one of them, and then I got the whiskeys, and I'm like, I looked, but then I was like, something's not right.
it should look clean.
It did. It looked clean,
It looked that way.
but what he was doing was he was moving his cot. He was shitting behind that cot, and then putting that cot back.
Yep.
Because under that cot, there was a big pile of dupe and pee right there under that
I
cot.
picked up that cot though.
You didn't get what I saw, bud. I'm
know the
telling
way-
you. But
I took it all the way out on
he
Thursday.
got you. He
You know
got
the way Kilo done us that one day? I told you that Kilo shit on me that one day? That's what Whiskey done.
You know
to
what? That wasn't actually Kilo though. I know what went. I know that one too. That Daniel told me about that.
Yeah.
What that was Ghost. Ghost flings the poop over into Kilos.
Are you kidding me?
The only
Yeah, so
thing
yesterday
Kilo.
there was a
Yeah.
hole. There's a
The
hole
only
at the
thing
bottom.
Kilo will do in his crate is if he's had too much water, he'll pee.
Really?
His kennel. Yeah.
Oh, he peed about every day. So.
Yeah, he beat about every
well,
day.
that's because he was taking water in once a day.
Yeah.
And he was getting probably 5 gallons of water all at one time. So
Oh,
yeah,
gosh.
you were going to get. That was the only. I already kind of warned y'all that one because I
Yeah,
was like, them getting water once, and they're going to drink a lot, then they're going to pee. So yeah, we
They waterboarded themselves.
Yeah.
well, that's Echo. She likes to dip her.
No, she wasn't the only one.
Mm-mm, they all done
They
that.
all did it.
Well, that's because they were only getting
They
water.
all had their head down in that water.
Yeah.
Yeah, Echo
like
was
honey.
the first one. So
Yeah.
we filled the bucket.
Echo does that every time,
Yeah.
no matter what.
We filled the bucket too far.
I told Echo,
and
yeah, I was like, honey.
then Daniel said, "Oh yeah, Dave and Joy said something about don't put too much water out there because Echo will drink too much and get sick." We look out there and this dog has her whole head down in the bucket, like up past her ears, and she's flinging water
Yep.
everywhere.
Yep.
I'm like,
That's Echo.
just crazy, has he?
I was like, honey.
She does it every time. She was out there this morning doing it, and then now Frody's doing it.
Yeah, I did notice that.
I had the biggest chuckle this morning because I had one of the buckets kind of overfilled, and Frody went out there and she put her head down in the water, and all I could see was
Yes.
I'm like. I'm like, what are you doing, dog? And then I went out there and filled up the big tub and let her and her brother just have at it this morning.
So how did that go? When Daniel and I were trying to figure that out while we were doing things.
What?
Who is the father of those pups?
That's Kilo's puppies.
That's Kilo's puppies.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whiskey, I don't know. He just didn't. I don't know. I don't know if he wasn't interested in Echo.
Right.
Or
Echo didn't want.
I think he's. It goes back to what Daniel was saying. I think Whiskey might have been too big for her because there was one time he did mount and she squealed something terrible.
Well, I'm telling you,
So
the day that I did it by myself, old boy walking around out there with his lipstick poked out, and I'm like, damn, son, you got a big set of nuts. You got the damn wang to go along with it.
Yeah, so I think he was just too big for her.
He's just well endowed.
And she was like,
Because she's kind of small for a Malinois.
She's a right size.
Yeah.
She's normal.
Yeah, he's actually.
Yeah,
really
that
big.
man.
He's big. Then.
He's
Whiskey's big for a Malinois.
He's heavy structured.
He's big, all right.
Yeah, they were so there's different kinds of Malinois. So you have the shorter, skinnier ones like Kilo and Echo, and those are meant for like chasing and long range. To where Whiskey is a knockdown dog. Like he's the one that's meant to knock you down.
Okay.
So yeah, so that's how that goes. So you got different sizes.
Yeah.
You know, like beagles, you got different sizes for
Yep.
different purposes. So same thing with Malinois.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
So
Curious
tell
to
me,
see how big Ghost is going to be.
yeah, I know.
I would love it if he happened to end up being.
He got some big paws. But, well, that's the dog episode.
Scary king.
that's right. So what did Whiskey do to himself that you had him wrapped up today?
Oh no, that's Whiskey likes to mark. So he wears diapers in the living room
Oh,
because
I
I
did
don't
not
want
know
him
that.
using marking on my furniture.
Yes.
Double diaper.
Well, that's at night because I can't watch him.
I got you.
But yeah, he wears those a wrap that's made for dogs that like to mark.
Okay. I thought you said he had done something to himself.
Oh no,
there.
he did. No, he did. When the morning after we got home, before we had left, he had kind of pulled one of the muscles in his leg, jumping up and down because he was literally jumping almost to the top of the kennel,
Right.
and he was doing it too much, and he overworked that one muscle back.
I
there.
got you.
And then I had it pretty much healed before we left, and then when I came home, he went right back at it.
Mm-hmm.
And because I do it so much, it's a free fall. I let everybody out, and because I just do it so much, and I have to. Most of the time, I do it in a time crunch.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, you had them all out last night. Didn't
So,
you? Damn.
to make a long story short, he's got a little pull, and
I
we're
got you.
nursing it.
I got
So
you.
he is no longer in the kennel. He went back to patrolling the living room.
Yeah.
That's probably where he wants to be anyway. So yeah, and then Kilo is now in his crate,
Okay.
and then we moved Frody over to Kilo's crate. So maybe we're not having to. I'm not having to fix that wall so much.
Yes, because he tore that wall up again while y'all was
Yeah,
gone.
it's like every week. It's an every week thing.
Yeah.
So
He tore it to hell, too.
Oh, I'm about to. We're on. The only reason I'm not really because I'm about to take all that sheetrock out and redo it and all that good stuff. So I know where the studs are.
Right.
Because they did something weird. I guess because it's a firewall or something.
Okay, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Anyway, yes,
Okay. Well,
that is that in a
How
nutshell.
that house was built, period.
Yeah, it was built in '87.
It
So
doesn't. You can't find no stud.
no, it's weird.
yeah.
But yeah,
Damn.
that's it.
It was just odd being down there. Like back before the dogs, that was y'all's bedroom.
Yep.
And walked down there, and I'm like, wow, this is not the same room. Yeah, it is.
No.
Toilet's still there, sink's still there. I'm like, but this is no, this is a dog bowl washing room.
Yep.
This is a kennel room now in the basement.
Yep. It's concrete floors. That's the best kind.
Yep,
So yeah, it works good for us.
it does.
I'm not going we wouldn't have so many dogs, but I'm not just going to give those two puppies to just anybody.
That's right.
So they were created. I'm giving Joy the side eye. They were created, so we're going to take.
Did you have more than two of them, or was just those two?
We had 9 puppies.
God, dog, I didn't even know that.
Oh yeah, they was a whole litter.
I guess two of them just weren't chosen, huh?
Those were the last
Well-
2. Well, Ghost was Joy's
Yeah.
anyway. She was keeping that male because he's all black.
He went male. He was the only one.
Frody, I guess because she's such a hyper dog, everybody's scared of her. So nobody wanted her.
She's like the silliest.
I love that dog. to
I
I
death.
do too.
I love that dog.
She did the thing that you told me that she would do.
Yep.
She played games with me down there and would not go in that kennel. She faked me out like 4 times, and Daniel stood there and horse laughed me. Horse laughed me
And then
while I was trying.
I got it that day. She tried to play that with me. I got
Yep.
her right in there. I threw one of those little bones back in the corner. She went right in there.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Yeah. I noticed that too. Daniel was cheating. She had like 8 toys in that damn.
Oh Lord.
I went to gut it this morning and I was like, God bless, there's all these dang toys in here.
That's how you got that damn dog
He
in
was
there.
cheating.
I talked to her and she went in there. Frody, come on, house baby. She go in there finally. But no.
She is always when she's ready. Like she'll like. She's so free spirited. She's like, you know what? I'll go in
She
there.
didn't care there was food in there.
But it'll be when I'm ready.
When I'm ready. That's right.
She didn't even care that there was food in there either. She's like, I'm not going there yet.
Yeah, I still want to take y'all up on one of them dogs one day, but we got to get a hold of the house and
Well, yeah,
things under control.
Yeah, there's all kinds of crap, man. It's yeah. Oh, but yeah, she's we have fun.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we take them for a walk. They keep us. You know what? They keep us moving.
Yes.
So you know, some people say, "Oh man, that's just too much." Well, I mean, not really. When they force you to get out there and walk and all that, just what they're doing is helping your health.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, yeah.
For me, they're not kids.
We regret nothing.
They're not talking back.
Nope. Well,
Not
Frody
worried
is.
about-
Frody's talking.
Oh
about
my
it.
Not like
gosh.
that. It's a different.
Echo
it's a
talk back.
different thing. You know, because they're super affectionate.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like
Nobody
very
really
loving
knows that
dogs. Like, they're
Malinois
not
like that.
Especially, you know, for me and Dave when we first got together, you know, the idea was really kind of I wanted a decent sized family and not being able to have kids of our own. So the
Yeah.
dogs have definitely become my babies. So
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah.
Tell you what, Whiskey, he talked shit though. He talked back.
Well, that's on purpose.
yeah,
No, he
but it's
talked back.
funny.
It was
It's
funny.
cute when they do it.
He was doing it last night. It was funny.
Yeah.
thing-
like I said too, he's in a lot of pain right now, so he's not really like trying to listen to sit down and all
Right.
that.
Yeah, he wouldn't sit too much. He did one time, and I got him to give me his toy, and then he sat down. I gave him his toy back, and the whole good boy thing. Yeah, he's a good dog.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, but it was the thing that got me was when you first walk in, you get the banner of everybody barking, and Echo's just going nuts. And then by the end of the week, I'm talking to them, and they're starting to respond to me.
Yep.
And you can tell who's who.
Yep. They all have their own
Oh
signature.
my gosh! And Ghost can get super high.
I
His
tell
little
Joy-
like chirpy bark.
Check me out. I tell Joy, he sound when I'm upstairs and I hear him, he sounds like that little, the little toy dog and the yank, yank, yank,
Yes.
yank, yank, yank,
Yes.
yank.
Fair the carnivals.
I keep on waiting on him to flip.
Oh, I know. And Frody's got her thing, and then Echo, she's just losing her mind until you let her out, and she's just like, pet me,
Yep.
and I'll be still.
Or if you
Yep.
treat her like a parrot and put the little, like I did, and she got real quiet.
Oh, yeah.
When you put when
Yeah.
you drape the black bag over the front of her.
Yeah, sometimes you put something. Now there's sometimes that works well, but there's other times she's like,
Yeah, she just ain't having it.
she said everybody can just
Go
get
to
fucked
hell.
right now. 'Cause I'm barking.
Yep, I'm going to speak my mind, and you're going to listen to me whether you like it or not.
Yeah,
Now Whiskey, he got a deep voice.
yeah.
It's the deepest one of the crowd.
Oh, because he's the alpha.
He's the one with the biggest set of nuts. What do you
Yeah.
think?
Hey,
Well, I guess his nuts done dropped. That's why
he said, I can't give it to you right now, baby.
I keep doing that shit today. I kept doing that yesterday.
I'm glad y'all survived, man.
It was a good time.
It helped me enjoy out a lot.
Yeah, I'm glad it did,
we had
because
to do some.
whether old boys listening or not, that was way too much money for somebody to do last minute and then
Yeah,
redo it and go up into 4 digits just to take care of 6
that
dogs.
was a bit ridiculous.
That was very ridiculous.
Not to mention you don't know exactly who's in your house deep, on a deeper level.
Yeah, that too. But
It's supposed to be taking care of the dogs and up there
Yeah.
going through David's draws.
ooh, mess that around and find a stairway to heaven.
What's going on here? These bloomers look my size.
I can't
Hello
give it to
there.
you here, baby.
Yeah, that's what he's going to hear. To your baby.
Oh gosh. Well, let's go international for a minute.
Okay.
Yeah, Mom and Daddy, let's talk about the trip.
Okay.
We talked about sitting on the fjord and looking at the water.
Yep.
Tell us and the listeners that it happened.
Oh yeah, we sat
No,
there.
there wasn't no. There was lots of sitting.
We did sit by the river there.
Yeah,
We
I
did
think
several
probably
times.
there
I think
was-
what it was is Joy had a different idea of what sitting by the river was.
Well, I think the trip in itself, I had a very different idea. Like, I enjoyed myself, had a great time, but for some reason in my mind, I was thinking that this was going to be a very, like, dig deep into the culture with, like, the food
Yeah.
and how they were living, things like
Yeah.
that. And instead, I came in there and I'm like, oh my God, I'm living in South Park Mall. You know, but the people are like just the nicest people, and
Yeah.
they are super chill. We did a lot of walking. For
Yeah.
sure. Lots of walking.
To hear David tell it was uphill too.
Hills, yes. Them hills are no joke. The pictures and the videos that I try to take, it wasn't enough. It did not like really showcase how steep those hills are when you're walking up those hills.
Yeah, but at the top of every hill is worth every bit of what your climb was.
That's cool. So note to all the listeners that if you're planning a trip to Norway, pack about 3 or 4 external batteries that you can plug into your phone.
Oh, you can't do that.
You can't do that?
No, you can't take external batteries.
What?
Not on the plane.
What?
Nope. Pre 9/11 or post 9/11.
Post 9/11.
Yeah, and the biggest thing is the train.
Train
Download the
system.
app.
Download their app.
They
Yep.
don't tell you that. Luckily, you know, they're
We can help anybody do that now. Like especially
Yeah.
Joy's got the transportation over
Okay.
there. We will never be lost in Norway again. But I'll tell you this too: anybody that's planning on listening, and I know I got some people that follow me on. Excuse me, I'm trying to eat the mic there. Anybody that follows me on TikTok, you know, they're kind of in my genre, my niche or niche, whatever you want to call it. So if you're ever thinking about going to Norway, don't kid yourself and think that you're going to see all of Norway in a week.
Too big.
It's way the land mass is way too big. Like it is so. Like when I would get to the top of the mountain where the castle was, and I could see the land mass is at it. It was beautiful. It was awe inspiring, but it was also very what you call it overwhelming.
Yes.
And we watched a bunch of the
Yeah,
like different footages of people
Yep.
that have been to that particular town.
we did some work, some homework, but not enough.
That definitely still didn't quite prepare
No.
us for
'Cause-
the like. We knew that
Yeah.
it was a little. Everybody says it's a little expensive.
Yeah,
Right.
We knew that they said like taxis were like pretty expensive.
but you know, like you're talking about the expenses. You know, it is expensive to travel there. But let me tell you something. The money that they go back into their system, you can tell it.
Yes.
Okay.
There is no trash like on the streets. There is a guy that rides around on a little motorized cart that has a broom on it and then like a motorized pickup stick and broom and all that. And he will ride around that whole town. And like
It's clean.
It's
a
very-
very clean,
very
town,
clean.
city, which is crazy because like when we talked to somebody there, I can't even remember who it was where we met them at, but I was like, our taxi driver. He was
Yeah.
from Turkey. He moved. He's been there for like 6-7 years.
Yep.
And I was like, there's a lot of graffiti. I was like, in the States, when you see graffiti, that's like
Bad.
a bad area.
Bad
Not
area
like
now.
the artsy of like, you trying like drawing a portrait
Yep.
or something like that. I'm like, no, like just straight up like graffiti that you see on trains. It's everywhere.
They encourage it.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep. They
Yep.
encourage you, the
It
kids,
is
to go
everywhere.
ahead
Everywhere
and
you turn.
they're like, go ahead and be artful.
is
If you're
some
gonna
type of
do it, they
graffiti
said
on
just don't
something.
do it on the houses.
So
It's,
it's
illegal
more
for the houses.
It's more art over there to where over here we see it as kids tagging
Yep.
stuff.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's not even like graffiti over there. It's art.
It's art.
And they do pretty good work. Like there's pictures I got on my TikTok where I'm standing beside a couple of the pictures that they did under like in an alley.
Right.
Yeah, and I'll tell you this: I didn't see one person with a frown. Like over here, like there's as soon as we got off the plane in America, I just saw negativity.
Oh yeah.
Not as bad as what you said Germany had in store.
Well, that's Germany. I'm not talking. I didn't
They're
visit
just
Germany.
straightforward.
they're
what
very
it is.
stern,
Yeah.
and they're just not. Germany's just not. I'm not.
I mean, you said
I'm
they
not-
had y'all up in the prison.
huh?
You said it was like
Oh,
a prison
yeah.
compared to, like, they
At the
they separate
airport.
y'all from the other part of the airport.
Yeah, but the story's not about Germany. The story's about Oslo and Norway and Tønsberg. It's not about a layover in Germany.
That one dick that was in
Yeah,
Germany.
yeah, so I mean, yes, Germany was very starched. They did not really. I could tell that they really didn't care for us that much. But that's neither here nor there.
They've been known for that, though.
Yeah, I mean, some maybe they got reason to. You know, I don't know, half. You know,
That's right.
But anyway,
But I would say that
In
next time,
Norway-
if we wanted to visit again,
I'm going to visit again. It just will be a different area, and I'll
maybe a better idea.
yeah, a cruise probably. So, Dustin, you might be able to get Jessica to do that.
Because you found out that, and we didn't know this,
There's no flights involved.
that the reason why it's very tourist based is because they only allow that specific time.
Yeah,
Like the cruise that we were going to take, even like the
only
ride on
during
the
certain
being
times.
able to actually get on an actual paddle from the actual bike.
yeah.
You couldn't do any of that.
No,
Really?
it's
Because
certain
it's
times
out
of
of
year.
there.
Yeah, they shut it down. Like,
Okay.
They don't allow
That
tourists,
makes sense.
like big old like run. It's not Disneyland. So
That's a good way to put it.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't like. There wasn't negative. Now I will tell you this: everybody over there was a lot of people that smoked cigarettes.
Okay.
that's Europe. That's the whole side of the world.
But
Yeah.
Would you say going over there was like a step back in time, kind of,
depending on where you were,
depending on where you were?
if you went to let me tell you this. So a step back in time is
I think that's what I
twofold.
was thinking.
Well,
That's what I don't think that it was a step
yeah,
back.
there. Well, you got to see the forest for the trees, though. Because there was a little bit because the
Yeah.
people there they still row boats, right? The kids are out there. Let me tell you, there were kids your children's age, girls, Dustin, that were at 9 o'clock at night were by themselves going to get a sandwich. And they would
Okay.
eat, and like teenage boys. There was a teenage boy that sit beside me and Joy for 30 minutes. He went and got him a sandwich, a wrap. He had his skateboard or whatever. And then he finished his wrap. He put his trash in the trash can, which was,
Shit claps. Every time you throw away
yeah,
trash,
every time
it
you
gives
throw
the
trash away there,
balls,
it claps. Yeah.
That's awesome.
It tells you good job. And then they have foot press, like you step on it to open the can.
Okay.
It's like you could have still have food in your hand and throw your stuff away and not have to worry about all that contamination. And all
Okay.
that. And they are very religious about dumping their cans and so they're
in their bathrooms.
yeah, the bathrooms you have to
In the
pay.
train and
They're like 50
yeah, the
cents.
train is free. The one that's out in the town, it's like 50 cents.
Yep,
American.
it's a public bathroom.
I get a roll of quarters and put it in my pocket.
Yep.
Fat boy gonna have to shit somewhere.
Hey, but you know what? I'm proud. That door opened up, and I just took me a little American old nosy peek in there. The guy was about to walk in. I was like, "That thing is immaculate in there. Like you could smell the cleaner."
That's
Like,
cool.
But yeah, so they have the public bathroom that you have to pay for, and it's like an automated door.
Right.
And they have that, and then even
told-
though everybody smoked, there wasn't any cigarette butts.
Okay.
Like they will put their
Yeah,
cigarettes
you see,
out.
like once in a blue moon, you might see one. But
The only thing I ever seen on the ground was over there. I think like people that are trying to quit smoking. They have like skull packets.
Okay.
That'd be like a packet of skull here and there.
Okay.
But that's
But
funny.
we did see randomly on trees and in buildings bottle openers.
Yeah, they have bottle openers just on the buildings there.
Okay.
And I'm talking like the buildings that were built in the 1700s.
Just random bottle openers.
Yep.
Hey,
Just,
that's cool.
but yeah, they were very hospitable people.
Didn't you tell me that the kids still hung out at the malls?
Yep.
Yep.
They hung out. They did like they were happy to be in that marching band. Those kids.
Okay.
So yeah, the kids were just being like stepping, like you said, like back in the 90s.
Back into the night.
I would think it would
Yeah, like,
instead
when
of
we did
like
that,
Joy
how the
thinking that
kids,
we were
yeah.
going to step off the plane and be back in the Viking age. It was more or less us stepping off the plane back into like the 90s.
That's cool.
There wasn't.
I didn't see one
time that I
teenager on
didn't
like a
feel
cell phone.
Safe.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
I
it didn't
felt
matter
safe.
what time it was.
Yep.
You know, like, I felt very safe there. We
Yep.
just kind of just
Chilling.
joined on in to
Yeah,
how we
they
do
didn't.
stuff.
Like I said, they never treated us any different than anybody else. They didn't give us any ugly looks. I mean, if they knew, they figured out, they would speak to you in Norwegian. And if you go, yeah. So they were like, oh, okay. And then they would speak English, and they spoke good English. You
Wow.
know, so I mean, it's like, yeah. I mean,
They're
there
not
were.
loud like us, though.
No, they're very like we were like the loudest people in our hotel.
Oh gosh.
And it was funny because the young lady at the counter, she was telling Joy something, and Joy goes, "What?" And I'm like, "Honey," she said that. But yeah, it was pretty. Yeah, that was a little weird. That we're a whole lot louder than they are,
Right.
and sometimes we would have to ask them to repeat themselves. But
Gas
they would
stations
repeat.
Don't have a gas station.
Uh-huh.
The gas stations, like in the States, where they go get gas.
Yeah,
We walked around the corner.
Oh, yeah,
There
it
was
was-
a convenience store.
it was a furniture
It's
store.
a furniture place, but
Yeah.
there's a gas pump.
Yeah,
that's
the
there.
furniture
Oh.
store had a gas station. That was weird.
Huh.
Oh, and then there was a whole ass pirate ship out there, a real one,
Okay.
in the water. The guy was like, it was his.
It was his.
Yeah, it was like fucking whole ass damn. Like it wasn't like
It
some
was
stupid.
huge.
It was like I seriously was like, I'm
You
about to go
talking
steal
like
this thing.
like Black Pearl, huge
Yeah.
pirate ship.
No, it was a whole ass pirate ship.
That's cool.
Like,
I'm pretty sure I probably caught it in one of the photos.
Yeah.
Because it was across the actual water.
He puts it up at night too. Like he takes it out of the water and it sits up on the bank.
What?
Yep. He's got a big old crane over there and it pulls it out and he don't let it sit in the water, and then like on Sundays they put it down and they put their sails up and
Take off.
take off.
I'll be damned.
And like I said, everybody that lives there, they sail or know how to operate a boat. There's like these little boats. They were like maybe 8 foot, 6 foot,
Kids.
and the kids were in them,
Drop.
like 8, 9-year-old kids.
Okay.
And I was like, holy hell. And then, so me and Joy walked down the dock trying to get closer to that pirate ship. And I looked back and Joy just had this, I don't know. I've never seen that kind of fear in her eyes. And I'm like, what the hell's wrong? She's like, I don't know what's in that water. And the pier was,
It was a very long.
it was a long, and it was like 3 foot wide.
Oh gosh.
And
That water was dark.
the water was dark because the day was dark.
Right.
I mean, as the water would change, it's weird too because when you're flying over, you look down and the water's blue.
Okay.
But when you're at surface level, it's dark. It's like a dark color, but it also depends on the time of the day and how the sun hit it. So yeah, it was weird. That was
You were
great.
laughing at me as I was
We did.
imaginally bracing myself walking.
Yep. Yeah, she had her little hands out like she was like
Doing the whole
on a-
Jack Sparrow thing.
Yep.
Yep.
She was doing a jet, so that's kind of weird, that Layla was doing it and Joy was doing it probably at the same time.
That's good stuff.
But and it looked weird because there's a pirate ship in the background, and Joy's like, "Du-du-du-du," and all I could think was, dun, 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 dun,
That's right.
dun, dun, dun. But
What was that you said about their work schedule over there?
oh yeah, man, they get up at around like Joy. Joy was just grinning. She had the big. She looked like a damn a donkey eating briar. She just grinning from ear to ear because we were sitting there, and I'm out up early, like 8, 9 o'clock, and
Ain't nothing going on.
ain't shit going on. I'm kind of like, what the hell's going on? And Joy's like, like groggy, and then round 11 when she kind of perks up, that's when everybody shows up, and she's like, they don't get up until 11. They don't go to work until 11. And when they get up, they ain't rushing. They're not rushing to work. They're not no mad dash. There's no sense of urgency.
It's gonna be there when I get there.
Exactly. And then they and so I say that to say this too. It kind of showed me where some of my traits come from.
Yeah.
Because I don't like to be rushed. I hate to be rushed.
If I got to be there at 7, I'm gonna get up at 5.
Yeah.
Well, I ain't got to rush.
I go to work at 6:30. I normally get up at 3. because that gives me 3 hours. I'm not, like I told Joy, I said, I love her. I love the dogs. I love, I love my life, but I get up that early so I have that moment.
That me time.
It's just me.
Yes.
Nobody's asking me anything. Nobody's requiring anything. I don't feel like I need to go anywhere. I don't have to do anything but just, there's some days I have what they call ADD paralysis, is where I just stand there. And like my brain has to like, okay, well, where's the Adderall? Mm-hmm. And then it'll kick on, and then I'll start like, I'll randomly like clean the whole house, when it actually kicks into gear.
Right.
And but that's kind of where I feel like I get some of my traits, is because I saw the way that they were. And then, like, Joy could probably tell you that there's been more times than not, I will sit there and I'll tell her, you know what, it is what it is. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. I can't tell you the answer to that right now because I'm not there.
We'll figure it out.
So it was nice to see that. And there was a lot of people that looked like me. And I'm not saying color-wise. I'm just saying they looked like me in their demeanor and, how their attitude is. And then, you don't have to be negative. You just don't.
Right.
What is the point in being negative? And I told Joy on the way over here, she was like, well, what are y'all going to do today? What's the show? I'm like, well, some of it will be some rants that I have. And, like the rant that I have about this is that there was one act of negativity over there that I saw, one. And it was late at night, and I'm not even sure the whole situation because everything went on in Norwegian. But you could tell by, like, the lady eventually, it was weird because everybody in the store stopped when she said fuck. And everybody stopped. Like, the world stopped. Like, what the hell's wrong with her?
This lady's mad.
She was pissed. She was pissed about something. I don't know. She said, retailer, fuck. And I was like, okay. Well, something happened there. And that young lady behind the counter, she just had this look like, oh, shit. And normally, I would offer words of encouragement, but I didn't that night because I didn't even know whether she could understand me or not. Mm-hmm. So what's the point?
That's right.
But there was a random gentleman when she stepped out that was talking to her and trying to figure out
the manager, I don't know where the hell he came. He was the manager because he had manager on his I don't know where the hell he was out there. He was out there. He was handling her outside. He wasn't yelling at her. He was just handling it very calmly, and her demeanor changed. And I'm like, oh, what the hell? What are we doing? Mm-hmm. Like the police, they're walking around and they're like movie stars over there.
Wow.
Like people are just like, hey, take a picture. And they're like taking pictures with people. Okay. and there's no, like, they didn't have guns, but they were just walking around being normal people. They wasn't looking at you. They could have looked at me and Joy sideways.
Yeah.
Because they know that we're not from there. Mm-hmm. But they did not bother us one bit. They didn't even, they did their job. And that was what I'm saying. They minded their business. This is the best policy. I'm just going to
jumped in. Like, people were helpful.
Yeah.
They need to be helpful. And, like, when you went into any of the stores, you were automatically greeted, and you weren't, it's not like, especially, knowing that we're foreigners, and David with his tattoos and everything could have easily been judged.
Oh, yeah.
Heck, he can't even go to Walmart down here without
the dude follows me all the time.
Triggering security and following him. Yeah. But over there, they ask you, is there anything you're looking for? Can I help you with something? We're like, no, we're just, kind of browsing around. They just let you be.
Yep. They didn't follow you, looking to make sure you're going to steal anything or nothing like that. I picked up a bunch of stuff looking at, different things and all that.
Mm-hmm. Didn't have to worry about being judged.
Nope. Mm-hmm. They didn't judge me one bit.
That's cool.
One solitary. And that just kind of like hit home to me. I'm like, if I learned anything, it's we're negative for no reason.
Oh, absolutely. That's a choice. I try to tell people that every day. When you get up, the negativity in your life, if you feed off of it, that's what you're going to be. If you put it out there, that's what you're going to be.
Yep. There's a saying from one of our gods, Freya. She says, "You are what you do."
Mm-hmm.
And if you go out in this world, I don't care if you're Christian, Hindu, pagan, whatever your Muslim, whatever your religion is, you go out there and you're negative, you're going to be negative.
Mm-hmm.
So, I hope that there's some solace in that. And me personally, I found some inner peace that I needed. There was something that, I'm like, it's okay for like the States to be my home. Like, this is where my home is, but my heart's somewhere else.
Right.
And like I told Joy, is I think what that trip was to show me is that, it kind of led to an idea that I had a while back, is that, I want to buy some land over in the mountains here and just build my own miniature Norway over there. I can be, whether I welcome people to come with us and, come on the weekends or whatever it may be. But, I told Daniel he's more than welcome to move up there with us too. And, not like completely off grid, but kind of like off grid a little bit.
Okay.
And the one rule that I'll have on that land and that property is that you leave that negativity at the gate.
That's right.
So, that's kind of where I'm at right now, is that I found some inner peace that I needed to find. And it's kind of funny. So I don't know how much y'all know about our religion, but so Odin gave his left eye for knowledge.
Yes.
So he hung in a tree for 9 days. And then at the end of 9 days, he looked down to see the runes and drank from the well at the bottom of the Yggdrasil. And he gave his left eye for it. And it's funny because, I'm not playing. Y'all can ask Joy; she'll call me on bullshit if I'm bullshitting. And the last day that we were there, and I was really soul searching, my left eye swole up.
Really?
Yep, it swole up, and it's still kind of swollen right now, but it swole up, and I couldn't even hardly see out of it. And I told Joy the night before, I had kind of candidly said to Odin, I was over here this whole time and I had not one experience with you. And my left eye swole up. And it kind of, the thought that I had that came to my head at that point was like, you did have an experience, it's what you saw it. What you saw, it depends on what, your experience is what you made it.
Right.
And it took me some time, maybe till I got home, and I had to sit there and ponder. And I'm like, you know what? I had some knowledge that I gained there that I didn't know that I was gaining at the time. So yeah, it's kind of my thing. Yeah. I'm still dealing with the eye thing, and then I have some negative stuff at work that I got to deal with. And,
right.
It is what it is at this point. So, I guess I'm like public enemy number one at my office, but I'm not, I don't really care,
It is what it is,
yep,
right?
It is what it is.
Yeah. So a couple more questions about being over there for both of y'all.
We got time.
Over here, the media and the television and the radio, it's putting it out there that you need to do this and you need to have this, and you want this ignorant person to be president, and then you want this better person to be president. How is the media stream over there?
There is none.
There is none.
There's not a whole lot of, when I was watching TV over there, they were literally showing people living off the land. And they would show maybe 30 seconds of America politics, and then
global news probably.
It was not even global news. It was just on their regular channel. They'd do a commercial. And
really?
It came on, and you'd hear blah 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 Donald Trump, and then blah 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 blah, and then that would be it. And you wouldn't hear There was no propaganda there.
Okay.
No, like zero propaganda.
That's kind of funny. It's like, hey, here's a little blurb from home, but you can be happy over here.
Yep.
Yeah.
But that's the thing is you know what? I don't think, you know, like me and Joy, we kind of talked about it. Yeah, I don't think it was the purpose of we always thought it was the purpose of us moving over there.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't that. Because, you know, like you guys are our family and stuff, so it kind of was odd. And what it was is that we have to go over there to recharge.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what it'll end up probably being is just trips over there to recharge and to explore a little bit more. Like I want to take some of y'all over there and show y'all some of it. I mean, I could tell you all day, and I could take pictures and I can take videos, but if you don't see it, like it's you know, it's kind of like looking at a magazine.
Right.
You know, it's there, but you know, like
until you get out there and you breathe the air.
Oh man, I'm telling you, man, we took our shoes off and like up there by the castle and just let our feet touch the ground. And that was almost a spiritual experience there. Not even religion, it was a spiritual experience where you're connecting with the earth that, you know, not a lot of people talk about it, but you know, Caucasian folks are from Europe. So European countries, that's your home. That's your
where the island of Caucasus is.
Yep, that's the island of Caucasus.
I'm just messing with you.
Hey, but you know what? I did find out too that I have a vitamin D deficiency.
Oh,
almost 90% to 95% from what I heard on that commercial over there. Of Norwegians have a vitamin D deficiency.
Okay.
Because the sun isn't close to them.
Right.
And it runs in their DNA. And that's why I have to take vitamin D. So their big thing over there is they sell vitamin D.
I have to take vitamin D.
Yep. So
that was leading into my next question. Over here, how the healthcare programs are, how the pharmaceuticals are. It takes, I know it costs to make it, but it doesn't cost that much to make it to where some people's pills are $750, $900 a month, and it don't cost that much. How is like the pharmacies and the healthcare system
for
over there?
non-citizen, the pharmacy, the pills were actually better.
Okay.
And they were cheaper. But the people that live there, they don't pay.
Really?
Nope.
Okay.
They don't pay for any medical. You just go in there and you tell them when you go in there as a citizen, you give them your citizen card or whatever, and your meds are free.
So you walk up into Walgreens over there, or whatever their pharmacy is.
What was it called?
Apothec?
Apothec, yeah. Apothec, yep. And you walk in that pharmacy to get your meds. You just give them your citizen card, and that's it.
They just give you what you need.
Yep, that's it.
Okay. You can still go in there and buy something for a headache.
Yep, we bought allergy medicine for Joy.
Okay.
And it knocked it out the first day.
The first couple day or so.
Yep.
Like going from the States to over there.
Yep.
My postnasal drip was acting up.
She took it like once, and then it was gone.
Okay.
But that medicine was really good because the next day I kind of had a little bit of a, postnasal, and I took it, and I wasn't expecting it to work because a lot of stuff over here don't. But it dried it up. Didn't make any and it's the quality of stuff is different. It's like, I'll be honest with you, I've come back and every American meal I've had, like today at City Barbecue, earlier when we went grocery shopping, I get those wings and that they have now. Right. I get them all the time. I love them, But I'm sitting there and I'm telling Joy, I'm like, God, these are salty. Mm-hmm. These are salty. And so the food, and like I said, I ate for the past couple meals. Every time I eat, my stomach hurts.
Right.
So I guess it goes back.
We both were a little, our stomach was a little wishy-washy.
Mm-hmm. The bubble guts going on.
Yep.
First, time, where did we...
That could be travel, too, though.
We eat?
Doing that,
It
too.
was right after we ate.
No, it was after. Right.
I'm saying the travel can cause it, because when my mom and dad go to across the country, like across the when they travel every time the first few meals, as they say, it's an altitude thing.
Well,
for
I'm
the
talking
first-
about this was
There,
like
I
day
had
2
more
or 3. Yeah,
issues.
Yeah, they said it'd be
like
for
when
the
we
first
went
week.
there, I didn't have any issues
Yeah,
there.
I had
Okay.
issues there. Like as soon as I ate something,
Yeah, it's always with him every time he comes back.
gassy and just
No.
going to the bathroom.
No, I didn't have
But coming
any.
back,
I had it on the way back.
he had issues. And
When I
then,
came
like,
back.
the first meal,
Yep.
the first U.S. meal, yeah, I'm like
Kinda tore
I
your
felt,
system
like,
up.
nauseous.
Yeah,
I
it
got
did.
you.
Made me feel a little bit nauseous, and then I
Messed
had to
me
like
up.
we had to kind of get back.
I like
On track.
like at home. I just went ahead and because there's a guy that I know. Well, he was supposed to meet us over there, but he got busy. But he keeps sending me like meals that the Vikings would have used. So at home, I got that in the crock pot now. So
Okay.
I think I'll probably be eating a little different because I seen I still like my sweet tea though.
Oh yeah.
I about died.
What was the staple drink over there? I know you alluded to me a little bit
Coke
earlier.
and water,
And water. And you said they
juice.
had juices. What kind of juice you got?
apple and orange,
Apple and orange juice. That's
and
it.
skim milk.
Okay.
Your Pepsi Max.
Oh yeah, Pepsi Max because it's like a sugar-free energy drink. Over, kind of like a Red Bull. Now they kill some Red Bull and Monster over there.
Energy drinks.
Yeah, they got whole coolers.
Wow.
I'm like, goodness.
You walk into a store and like you come
Mm-hmm.
into the States and it's like maybe there's like one section. Heck no.
They got a whole wall.
They've got like literally the whole freaking aisle is nothing but energy drinks.
Just like
And
QT
you'll
now.
get one
Yeah, I know, right?
one refrigerator that has your sodas.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like QT now.
But yeah, energy
Well, yeah,
drinks is
kind of
a
like,
big thing.
but it's worse than QT.
Oh gosh.
It's like, yeah. There was every energy drink you can think of in there.
Yeah, so Layla and I have been big here lately. We've been doing a little bit of traveling. We go in different vitamin shops and GNCs and stuff like that. We've been looking for Ghost. They've brought out a Welch's Grape Ghost.
Oh Lord, don't tell me that.
Oh yeah. And Layla finally found it today. She was supposed to tell me where she found it. at.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. And
Layla's holding back.
I bet you she didn't buy her daddy one.
I'm a Rain fan. I like the Rain drinks.
I do like Reigns. Their white gummy bear.
That's
is-
the one. That's
is
the one.
awesome.
Yeah.
There's some people at my job that drink that stuff, so I refuse. I'm protesting it.
You protesting it? That's okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's too good for me to do that.
Well, that's fine. I just don't want to.
Yeah, I was.
That or I like that bucked up.
Yeah, Layla's had a couple of those
I
bucked
like
up
to get
drinks.
bucked up too.
Bucked up the
you're
red,
talking
white, and blue
about
the red, white, and blue one.
Yeah.
It's like a popsicle. And it's got 300 milligrams of caffeine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it'll set you right.
You know, like the I don't know, just hit me randomly, but even the homeless people there, they don't bother.
That was my next question. How was the homeless element?
There was like one little section in town, and they had their own little like kitchen or whatever, like a soup kitchen.
Okay.
They went there early in the morning, and you could walk by there. Nobody said nothing. They did what they had to do. They still had a smile on their face. Mm-hmm. They were clean, and I don't know where they went after they went. This like when the soup kitchen closed, they gone.
But that's still a choice, right?
What?
Like the homeless part of it, I get it.
I think
Like,
they actually have like I don't know if they're actually homeless there. Yeah.
you get to a point in your life where the struggle's real, but you just eventually give up and get used to it.
Yep.
And then you expect that handout, and then you start robbing and
Yep.
pillaging, and eventually leads to crime and shit like that.
I didn't see any of that.
That to me is a choice.
Yep.
Like they would rather live like that
Yep.
than have what other people have. Get up, go to work every day.
Yep.
Over there, is it the same thing that you see here in downtown Charlotte? People walking around with signs?
Nope.
No?
Not one sign. Nobody even
I
asked
didn't
us for
even see the
anything.
homeless people. I didn't even see what
I'm-
they saw.
I'm telling y'all, I just have a knack for picking that stuff out, man. Maybe it's a trauma response, but
Could be.
I knew exactly when I started putting two and two together because they called the sign on the building said commune,
Okay.
but it wasn't a church.
right.
I think it was a church program, and so they were all standing out there, and I'm kind of like, okay, so this is a soup kitchen. I can put 2 and 2 together because they didn't look as put together as some of the other people. So I'm kind of like, and the kind of section of town was not as, I guess, I can't say not clean because it was clean, but it wasn't put together right. You could just tell.
Not as
if you got
welcoming.
any street smarts, you kind of know.
Where I thought was like a thrift store.
Yeah, that was the bad section. Like,
So it didn't look like North Charlotte.
no,
Okay.
nah, even the bad section there didn't.
take
You'd have to
a jab
really
somebody.
like. It wasn't bad.
I'm just taking a jab at somebody who ain't here because
I know.
I ain't poking on the east side. I know some people on the east
Well,
side.
he's got to listen to the show first, but
That's right.
Beside the point. They were well put together over there. I don't
Okay.
like the system must work pretty good. That must be, like the thing is that's the reason why it's so high, because they really put back into their people.
Right.
The stuff that they do makes sense.
Yes.
Like apparently they must do. People must take the train a lot.
Yep.
Because
they got
in
like
the
food
train,
and stuff.
depending on what train you're on, the one that we had to hop on to go back because it was a longer trip because it took us about an hour to get from Tunsberg to.
Hey,
Oslo.
Daniel, you all right over there? You breathing
have
funny,
a
man.
vending machine, a coffee machine, a regular vending machine,
Mm-hmm.
and then you can also, which you can also reserve your seats, although it's kind of pointless. I think
Yeah,
that's a dig at us outsiders.
I think that was just that was a little sleight of
they
hand.
charge you a little bit more for
That was a
reserved
red
seats,
herring
yet
for sure.
Everybody can sit wherever.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm like, I'm not walking up to somebody and just telling them get out my dang
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially
I'm the foreigner.
yeah.
One of
We
these
don't
seats
even
right there.
we don't even belong here.
But they also have above in the train, there's a place to put all your luggage.
Yeah.
So, people travel back and forth apparently a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, to me, I'm like, well, that's kind of neat. That makes sense.
Yep.
You have a place that you can actually put your stuff. You have, like, footrests that you can just pop out.
Yeah,
Same
right.
thing, like, hang up, like, your clothes, your jacket, your purse. It's on the seats, little button that you just push.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's well put together. I mean, it really is. I mean, I don't know. I was kind of flabbergasted of like how organized it was. And you hear, oh, it's so expensive, but you look what you got.
Right.
To travel. Yeah.
Travel.
That was a little disappointing.
Yeah.
Is that if we wanted to go, like even in, we were hoping that once we got to the hotel in Oslo, we were going to at least be able to kind of, if it walking or take a taxi somewhere. But I'm like,
Yeah, it was like an hour away.
it would literally cost us probably $400 there and back. just
Oh,
for
my
a taxi
gosh.
ride.
Yeah.
To get
Was-
to-
Because it was that far.
Is Uber a thing over there?
Yeah, but it's expensive.
It's
too.
expensive
Same
too.
concept, yeah.
Well,
I got you.
they don't really call it Uber. They just call it taxi.
Taxi. I
So
got
it's like in the 90s.
you. Yeah.
But I mean, and there's things where there's like a little car lot where you can actually just walk up and scan your card.
Yeah, you told me that. Like over here, we've got the scooters that were
Yeah,
a
they
big
got
thing
those
for a
too.
while. We've got the bicycles, but over there, they've got a car that you walk up, you scan it, and you just drive off in.
Yep.
it. And then
They have one for the
ones-
budget friendly called
yeah,
Rent a Wreck.
Rent a wreck.
Yep.
To where you ain't got to worry about it because somebody done tore it up a little
Yep.
bit, and
It's probably cheaper, probably.
Right,
I didn't
right.
really look at the prices, but I did see Rent a Wreck, and it had like a big dent in the side of it.
okay, okay.
So I mean, I'm like, well, okay then. Yeah, maybe that's an
But the
option
roads
next
are a
time.
little confusing to me. I thought it was
What?
some of the roads. because
Yeah,
I'm
the
like,
roads were.
Is that an actual road for you to drive on, or is that just like a little side street?
They do drive on the right hand side,
Okay.
so
So it sounds like to me like respect is a big thing over there for them.
Yes.
Because that's what I
respect
like.
in your personal space.
Yeah.
They like their personal
As
space.
y'all said that walking around in the street or outside around the buildings, if you even look like you're fixing to cross the road, the whole world shuts down.
Yep,
Oh yeah,
yep. It will.
they be going fast too. They're the decent
Yeah.
speed.
Stand it
They
up.
just,
Yep, it will stop.
Come on across.
And they're not even like upset about having to stop. Like over here, you'd be like, ooh.
Yeah.
No, they stop and they're like,
Hey, come on.
Yeah. So it's weird, man. There were a few bad things, but for overall, I couldn't say it's bad.
Yeah,
It was
most of
bad.
the town it didn't have a lot of stoplights.
No.
There was probably only 2 main areas that
Yep.
were crossed that actually had a stoplight. So everybody will actually, use the little walker, the pedestrian walkway, and actually properly wait.
Yep.
But for
Okay.
the most part, the entire time,
You just dip.
They're you just walk. You ain't even gotta look.
Nope.
They're gonna stop.
They gonna stop.
They are going to
Like
stop.
me and Joy, several times we would stop and look, and everybody's looking at like,
What are you doing?
keep walking.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna throw Miss Joy under the bus right here for just a minute. David,
Okay.
David, tell me about the sheep.
So we were walking up to the castle, right? And Joy's doing like video on her Hoham there that she does our show on, and she got out kind of ahead of me a little bit, because I'm trying to like not die, and I'm like,
It was my shortcut.
Yeah.
that I completely forgot the day before.
Yeah.
That we went back downhill.
yeah.
Coming up to
Anyway,
the shortcut, we're going straight up.
I was trying not to die, and so I'm sitting there, and I finally catch up to her, and she has it like again. She has a shit-eating grin on her face. I'm like, I'm looking around, and she goes, kind of like nodding her head, and I looked over there, and there's a bunch of sheep, wild sheep, on the laying there on the grass, and then she points, and there's like a little wooden A-frame ladder that's built to go over the barbed wire.
Right.
And she's like, I'm like, no. And she's like, kind of like, I'm gonna do it.
When you told me this earlier, it reminded me of that little boy. Can I pet that dog?
Yep, exactly. And I'm
Joey
like,
looking
no.
at it. Can I pet that dog?
Yeah, and I was like,
Don't
no.
you climb that?
And I was like, don't do that. And then
Why would they have it there?
she's like, why did I'm like, I'm not worried about the trespassing.
Can I pet that dog? Joy, I said no.
And then I'm like, I pointed past there, and there's like a just cliff, and I'm like, those are mountain sheep. You are not a mountain Joy.
No.
And she decided not to, but then as we got past the sheep, she's like exploring all these little craters, and I'm like, this is rock. And I'm like, I'm about to die, but I'm not going to let her just keep going all this way by herself. So I'm like, let me get up there. And then we get up down there, and she's like, look, there's swing. I said, honey, that's somebody's backyard. She's like, there's swings down there. And I'm like, that's not for us,
But the way you talked, it could have been because everything's open, right?
Yeah.
That one lady walking her dog, and she
took off. Yeah.
Took off.
It's called free use.
That's it, free
but,
use.
I just I'm not scaling down a mountain to get on a swing.
Yeah, right.
So
Or
I'm like,
scaling
no.
down a mountain to throw Joy over your shoulder and carry her back
Yeah,
out.
exactly. I'm like, no, let's just
Where'd Joy go? Oh, she about 9,000 feet down there.
Right back on the
Apparently
sheep.
weren't up, high enough or up north enough to see the polar bears. Then I got excited for a moment because I saw a big old white. And I was like, is it a wolf? Oh my God, did I see something? That's why I was so excited.
It's like
when I
a
saw the
Labrador.
sheep.
A Labrador.
I did see an animal.
Oh yeah.
An
She's the
animal.
first animal she saw was like a Labrador.
Okay.
She thought it was like a wolf or something.
Oh, gosh.
And
Hey,
then
from the mountain.
oh yeah, I mean
down
from
there.
where it was, in respect, it could have been.
And I was about to run down there too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, is it, and you see, probably not going to be any squirrels over there, but.
No, there were
were
squirrels everywhere.
Brown
Okay.
squirrels.
Okay.
There was one brown squirrel there.
But their ravens are
They're-
solid black.
It was crows.
Or
Those were crows, but their crows are black and gray.
Okay.
It's weird, but they're beautiful, and they will walk up to you. They're like, "Hey, man, give me. I need a little something, something."
I'm going to need about 350.
Yeah, but there's there wasn't a lot of seagulls, but there were some seagulls there. But yeah, she was on an adventure for sure. I thought I was about to call her the Hobbit,
Oh, gosh.
about to go to Middle Earth. But I mean, I guess
had
if you
the
really,
backbone was all to
if you really
ourselves.
look at the sagas and all the stories, we kind of were in Middle Earth, but
Okay,
you know,
yeah.
that's kind of where it was all based.
So you told me that the cuisine was very bland.
Yeah.
So
He
if
said
we
the
ever
food
get
was
a
uncultured.
if we ever get a wild hair up our ass and
Oh,
want
God.
to move to Norway, we going.
I told Joy, even if we had a restaurant there just during the tourist season, we could rake in. You could rake in the money because
scared
nobody there is prepared. Like when they go in there and they taste the food that we make here. Like if they got a hold of Dustin's Boston the barbecue, right, or Daniel's they probably would be wanting to come back.
right.
And then you're going to have that business constantly. Now, the other restaurants might, well, no, I don't even think they get mad. They'd be like, oh, we're not busy today.
I told Dave we put a big old sign on the front of it that says, "We season our food
Yeah.
Yes.
properly."
Yep. So, yeah, if you had, like, and there were a lot of shops that were open, too. You could easily throw you one up in there.
Oh yeah.
Because I looked at the rent, it wasn't that they got that's another thing too. They'll put the dang picture of the person that is renting it, like the real estate agent, the price, and like all the information right on the front window. You ain't got
Like I say, it makes sense.
Yep.
Stuff that they do
Yeah.
there makes sense.
everything makes sense. It's like common
Okay.
sense.
Instead
Common
of
sense
instead
central.
of just available, call the number and there's the
Yeah,
number.
they have all the information plastered right there. Like
That's
here.
cool.
That way you don't bother them. Probably that
So-
way you already have your ducks in a line.
That's why they don't have to show up to 11.
There you go.
What was that you said about the bell towers and their
Oh, yeah,
their work day or
Like
something?
1 o'clock, there the bells would go off, and things would just stop for a little while. They may be in tea time. I don't know. I didn't look into that much.
Lunchtime.
I don't know. Maybe.
That'd
You
be, a
said something
damn,
about the end of the day too. That
Oh, 4 o'clock, they're gone.
that'd be a damn good lunchtime. They don't get up till 11.
Yep.
They go to lunch at 1 and 4 o'clock. You done.
Yep.
America, we need to get on board.
and
Oh, you're not, and they don't work on Sunday and stuff like that. They don't.
you said even the stores closed. Everything. was down.
Well, there's stores that are open, but very
The
limited.
convenient one.
And most of the stores that are
we call
open
the
have,
convenience store side of the grocery store
yeah,
was open on Sunday.
and most of them have
You got one
teenagers
employee.
in them. Like they like
One
on the
employee
weekends.
in that,
Yeah.
in that whole store. That was it.
Yeah, and they're like a teenager, like
That's
wanting
pretty
to
cool.
make some extra money or something.
Right.
So like all the adults, they ain't working. Like there ain't no, like I told you, Friday, like Saturday afternoon, like around 4, all the construction workers and all that, all the beeping, everything stops.
Done.
Like there ain't no extra. It just stops. And then you don't hear it pick up
The
again until
construction
Monday.
Guys, they were sitting there building. I was like, I'm thinking, we're going to sit here and watch them build this part of the museum. I don't know.
It's going to be a part of a museum, yes.
Yeah, that's
Viking
right there from
culture,
off
yeah.
of the actual harbor where the Viking ship is, where they're trying to build. And I'm like, oh, they're here. I'm looking at the watch. It's 11 o'clock.
Yep.
By 2 o'clock, they were gone.
Yeah. When construction
what the
guys
heck?
came in, worked for a couple hours, and they're like, okay,
Huh.
well,
Maybe
And-
that's the reason they're behind the times a little bit. They don't work as hard and they actually enjoy life.
yeah, they
We'll get there one day.
Well,
maybe.
I had some friends that lived in England before, and they are kind of the same way with their work. They get off, they don't start bright and early. But they get, where here we get, if you work for a pretty reputable company, you get at least a week of sick or a week of vacation or something a year. Over there, they get, and it's we have like our regular holidays over there. They were getting like,
Yeah, they get even more time.
they get over 18 days, and then they get over 3 weeks of personal holiday a year.
That's pretty good.
Yep.
Like they're like how school. So for instance, like how school has like summer break. Mm-hmm. Well, my friend who lived in England said that most corporate jobs have a summer break.
Well, like their vacation, they call it holiday.
Right.
Yeah,
So they're really like, we're going on holiday. And that means we gone. We're not hanging
and they
out.
said it's mandatory that at those places when you take that 3 weeks off, it is mandatory. Like, you cannot work.
America, get on board.
I know, right? We're doing it all wrong.
Get on board. I say it again for the people in the back.
And like the further you go, so like here in the States, when you go on the light rail, it's 1 set fee.
Right.
1 set fee. Over there,
You got
the
to pay.
further you go, the more you pay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it got, like I said though,
It's like the
it goes
the
back
expressway.
into the system.
Right.
Like,
You know that money you pay is going to go for that train.
yes, the train is comfortable.
The
It's
upkeep.
clean. It's got, so like Joy said, some of them have bathrooms in them. Some of them have vending machines with coffee and all that in it. And it's like, I'm thinking to myself, like, that's not probably a good idea because, coffee, you're going to be, this train's moving around. But they have it set up. That thing comes out and that dang coffee machine, it holds the cup just right. It could be the train going down the track. I watched that guy, that coffee didn't spill not once. And I'm like, damn. I don't know what they did over here, but the engineering is way different.
That's cool.
Probably called the Germans.
Oh, yeah.
So, 6 days?
Yeah. 5, 6.
5, 6 days, something like that, including travel time?
Yep.
Highlight of the trip, Joy. Highlight of the trip for you.
For me, I feel like it was just the peace and quietness. The peace and quietness.
The reset, kind of?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I feel like definitely coming back, I am more at peace and even having to go to work tomorrow. I'm like, I don't care what y'all about to tell me, what I missed out on in this, week and a half that I was gone. I don't care.
We'll figure it out.
Yep.
I'm like I'm not getting into the whole gossip drama or anything like that. That was probably my biggest thing. I mean, it was nice and relaxing. I enjoyed learning about just a different culture in general. And I'm like, I wish we could have that here.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what I missed. Coming back here, I'm like, yes, I love the food, but I'm like, you know what? If we stay there a little bit longer, I probably would have been cooking, and we would have been fine. Then.
She did find an Asian store around the corner.
Okay.
There's a lot of Asian people.
Yeah, y'all told me that.
This one was complaining about his body aching, and I'm like, there's about 4 or 5 dang on Thai massage places that we've done back. He was a little skeptical. I think he was thinking that it might have been.
Because of what you showed us right before y'all left. Remember that when we were in that studio where their bag was all red and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
but I
so
think-
you done scared them.
No,
Dave think it was old rub and tug, didn't you?
set me up for the okey doke.
It's on every corner. Like, that's something else.
That's something else.
Man,
That's legit a little hole in the wall.
The Thai massages were worse than the liquor store.
Oh,
Here.
gosh.
Like, you turn around, Thai massage.
Wow.
And I was like,
It's a legit little hole in the wall.
So, did you see pubs? Did you see places where there was drug activity going on?
No.
That's awesome.
I did see pubs. Like,
Their drinking age is different too, ain't it?
There was a hookah lounge there.
A hookah lounge? Okay.
They were very private. They didn't,
Wasn't putting it out there?
no.
Okay.
And even like late at night, because we were, our window was open,
Yep.
and we're right there.
You hear the kids playing.
Really?
Outside playing, dude.
That's cool.
Like, that was probably one of the highlights for me.
That's what I was going to ask you.
Was just
next
hearing the youngins,
Yeah.
like, just being kids, man.
highlight of the trip, youngest Dave.
Yeah, like the kids, the people were the highlight for me.
Yeah.
Just looking at them and saying, God,
You were free. I feel like that was freedom.
yeah, it was freedom.
Like, y'all have got it figured out.
Yeah, well, that, and while we were there was total freedom. Like, there was nobody telling me do this, don't do that. Signs.
Oh, yeah.
There was not any of that. There were signs saying where people could drive, but they didn't. Nothing ever said don't go in here, don't come in here, don't go in there.
Yeah, because I opened the door.
Yeah, she went into like the kitchen
I was
for.
standing there in their kitchen.
She was just standing there in the kitchen. The guy just kept cooking.
We were trying to figure out the front door, so it was an Indian restaurant.
But the building, to give it some, I guess, I don't know if anybody's ever watched Pirates of the Caribbean. Mm-hmm. So all the buildings there are during that age.
Right.
They were built, and I'm telling you what, that I don't want to get on a side note, but the buildings there were all built in the 1700s, and I saw one that was not structurally
Sounds.
sound.
Yeah.
One. And you got to think, they're right on the river. there's storms that come through there. They were just flooded. The guy said it was like last week or something. That area flooded.
Huh.
And the buildings are just immaculate. But anyway, to give you the context, the buildings were probably old pubs from back in the day,
Right.
and fishing like places. So they had multiple doors. But go ahead, Joy.
And near every door was a menu, so you don't know where the front door was.
Okay.
Yeah, they also the restaurants
back
had their
door
menus on the door.
was literally facing towards in town,
Right.
and the actual main. Then there's a door on the side, and I was like, well, I'm like, this is where the menu is, and then you actually had like a side with the patio, and that was actually like the main door to the
Yeah.
actual restaurant.
Okay.
Yeah, I just opened it.
Nobody said no.
And I walked, stepped in there and kind of to the little open area, and I'm like, okay. I'm like, well, I don't think this is the front. I'm just going to turn back around. But yeah, nobody says anything.
Okay.
No.
That's cool.
And there was a guy standing out front. Like, I guess he was waiting on traffic or something to move or whatever. Like, he was waiting for the little walk sign. And he saw us, and like he didn't like get overwhelmed or anything. He was like, they'll figure it out.
That's right.
And that's kind of how their mentality. And like when we sat down at one restaurant, they wasn't supposed to have. You were supposed to make a reservation at this restaurant, and we walked in there, and Joy was just like, you got a table, and the lady was like, yeah, I guess. And she gave us a table over there, and we sat over there by ourselves in the corner. And she set down the Norwegian menu, and we were both kind of looking. And she's like, "Oh no, you need the English one." So
We're going to figure it out.
yeah, we did figure it out on several occasions, but she went back and got in the back, got the English stuff, and brought it out for us to see. And I mean, yeah, I don't know. I get overall it was just the freedom, the people, and just having just being able to look outside what you normally see.
Right. What was the staple over there? Like over here, you see it's. I mean, I know you said there's Burger Kings and fast food over there, but what's the staple? Like, you gonna take it home and cook it?
It'd be fish, wouldn't it, over there?
They are big on like salmon.
Okay.
The staple is that brown cheese. That's their thing.
Yeah.
The brown cheese.
It is actually.
And that's evening.
That brown
I saw.
cheese.
I think it was
It was on
picture.
Yeah.
was on your plate.
That's what's good.
Breakfast. Yeah, that was really good.
Now I did. Oh, there's something else I found out over there.
What was in it, but it was good.
I found out while we were over there by looking at some of the the Viking stuff. There was a lady that was cooking like a traditional Viking meal. No, actually, I found this out before we went. It was before I was watching something about Viking cooking, and the lady pulled out a block of cheese and it had mold on it. And the American lady was like, "Oh no, I guess we need to throw this away." And she's like, She's like, "This cheese is not bad. Cheese don't go bad." She's like, "You cut off the mold, and actually, where you cut off the mold, the cheese is even better." I'm like, I did not know that.
Yeah, cheese
know
has.
that?
Cheese has.
No, I didn't. I mean, I've always been taught
I
to
didn't
throw
know
it
that.
out.
Yeah, cheese has a rind.
Cheese doesn't go bad.
I also found out while we were over there that my mama's side, the Ellers was a name in Tunsberg too. Yep, I did find that out while we were over there because there were
cool.
several manholes with Eller grading or whatever on it.
Okay.
And then I found a manhole that had Odin on it.
Damn.
Then I found like a manhole. I was looking over there. I kept telling Joy, "There's nothing. There's no runes. There's nothing over here." And right in the middle of the town square, I looked down, and there was a plaque, and it was like a hidden Mickey. Y'all know what that is?
Yep.
It was like a hidden Mickey, and it had like runes written out in the in brass on the ground.
That's
Because
cool.
the whole town is like either cobblestone or
Yep.
just stone walkways.
It's still the 1700s cobblestone, most of it.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, when you say manhole, you're talking about manhole like in the street.
Sewage.
right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. There
That's
was
cool.
a big old manhole, and it said Odin something or another. I can't remember. I got a picture of it, but
Yeah.
I can show y'all after.
Okay. Now, the one statue you showed me, it looked like it was greenish, like it had tarnished.
No, that was just how they made it.
The boy that was tortured.
Yeah, that's
I walked up on it. I was
Cherub.
like,
It was an evil
Hey.
cherub. He was choking the damn
I was like, what?
bird.
What do they have over here? I was like, that looks like a very kind of like aggressive statue. I said, the poor little boy with his, because like a little elf or whatever, because he had like the little elf.
He was an evil cherub.
And I
That's
said,
what
he
it
looked
was.
like he has got that dang on goose in a chokehold,
Yep.
forcing it, like
You-
waterboarding that thing.
oh
That's
god.
the thing, though. You wouldn't. You did that over here, and it'd be a travesty.
Yes.
Yeah.
You'd have PETA all over you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they'd be, oh, he's choking that bird. It over there. That was the center of town.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, like when we got off the dang train, that was there
Okay.
greeting us, and I was like, oh,
Yeah, not knowing what it was, it looked like it was tarnished, but you said that's the way it was painted.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a now. I know, like the queen or the princess. I got pictures of it too. I'll show you. But the Princess Catherine, I think, was it? Christina. There you go. Hers looked like, because it faced the water, so it probably was brass at one time.
Right.
But there's no way to.
Now, one cool thing about that, and David had noticed, I mean, because we had climbed up that
Yeah.
to see the castle a couple of times, but in her, what looked like a cloak that she was wearing,
Had like
the inside was nothing but runes.
yeah.
Okay.
All
They had
in it.
engraved runes inside her, like her
Her
cape.
cloak.
Yep.
Her cape.
Yep.
That's cool.
And then what was it? There were several kings and stuff that they talked about. But the king
And
that
I'm pretty sure that museum, David was not supposed to be sitting on that chair. That was our.
I sat down in a throne.
That
I'll show you. I actually sat down on a throne there.
I think I remember seeing that
Wait,
picture.
like a real throne?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, I sat
he
down. On,
was. I'm pretty sure he wasn't supposed to sit up there.
No, but they
or
didn't.
put that crown on his head.
But
I was like,
they didn't say nothing. I was like, she's just like, do it. And I was like, in my head, I'm like, I'm gonna take the crown. I'll sit down. I am the king of Norway.
And everybody around here's probably going, oh no.
The king has arrived.
Yep.
Well, that's good stuff, y'all. I'm
Yep.
glad y'all had a good time.
Yeah.
I'm glad you had a good trip
I'd
and
like to take you one day.
good experience. Oh, I'd be willing to go.
Well,
I mean, like the old
They-
thing said,
you know-
planes, trains, and automobiles, baby. I'm all about it.
do you
I'm
know?
over here reading about them right now.
Miss Kathy used to have a saying: "They ain't nothing but air and opportunity." And there went the air.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, we had a good time, and anybody that ever goes with us will have a good time because we
Oh,
got
yeah.
it all. We got all the bad stuff out of the way. Mm-hmm. We know how to handle it now.
That's
I think
good
the
stuff.
next trip overseas though will be Iceland, and like I said, I think I want to try to kidnap Dustin for that.
I'm game.
Because it's a direct flight from Raleigh.
I'll
so-
get in your pocket for that one. I can't say much about Miss Jessica.
Well, maybe.
Maybe.
If not, it'll be a short trip. It's not as long and involved as the other one, but
Right.
because you get to Iceland way before you get to Norway.
Right.
That's how Leaf got from Iceland to America. But
Okay.
it's another story.
Okay. Well, moving on into the next part of the show, I reckon.
I reckon.
Daniel, you've had 6 days to prepare. What you got for me?
A big.
He's over here scrolling on his phone, looking at pictures. I believe we have bored the Shrimp King.
No, I was reading about the
He's
Norwegian
reading
government.
About the Norwegian government.
he was
Bullshit.
Dude, what is that?
That's a good looking woman on the phone.
I'm sitting here scrolling about the whole royal family.
Well,
right
he's seen that. He's seen the Norwegian government, then he's seen her name, and then he's trying to cross-reference that, see if she's got a donk.
now. I actually was being honest
Yeah.
with you.
See, I already knew it.
Looking for her OnlyFans
Because
page.
she's about my age, so.
Call the thing Prime Minister of Norway. Hey, you got OnlyFans?
Look at this. They call that
Like, David, you can stay here, but that little fella's got to go.
that little guy.
There was one thing that happened while y'all were gone that was a big deal.
What?
It was kind of a what the hell kind of thing. It wasn't.
Oh,
Tell
what was
me,
it?
fill us in.
That lady in Ohio that was eating that cat.
what?
What?
Remember, and that Donald Trump talked about it. ABC tried to report it as false news, and they were talking about that. You don't remember that?
I guess I was with David and Joe in Norway because I don't remember nothing about a lady
had-
eating a
I
cat.
heard some before we left where
It happened
they
like
kept
the day
doing
before
sound
you
bites
left.
about it.
Yeah, it happened like the day before you left. But in Ohio, like there was this.
He was like an immigrant, right?
No,
Oh, because he was saying there was the illegal aliens.
no,
That was eating the
There's
animals.
other people that have been doing it. It's like a trend up this week that's kind of going.
What? See that right there?
But somebody made a phone call that this lady who lives in an apartment complex, had apparently just grabbed up one of the cats that's there, and had like stomped his skull, like stomped his head against the concrete, and was eating it raw, like biting it, just eating it.
The heck?
It's like fur and all. And ABC tried to report it as false news, but they had the dash cam to prove otherwise. You know?
Wow.
Yeah.
We went from eating Tide Pods to eating
Yeah.
dead cats.
Yeah. So yeah.
If there's anybody from Norway listening, don't hold that against us.
No, that's not us. Ohio's a different state.
They were claiming that it was Haitian immigrants, but that's where it came from. But that person was possibly related to Haitian immigrants, but
Oh my gosh.
it's not actually.
I think I can deal with
It's
Tide
my
Pods
cousin
better.
twice removed.
Yeah.
I think I can deal with Tide Pods better than I can people killing innocent animals and stomping their heads in the street and eating them raw.
Just sitting there and just biting on it. The dash cam showed, she had blood on her and everything. So I mean,
Gosh knows.
so and then
That time when them people.
And I wanted to get back home.
Yeah.
well, that's where it became a the real popular because I think Kamala was on the side with that ABC side.
Yeah,
And then, Donald Trump was, so they're all, they're saying Donald Trump's like the savior of the animals right now or something. There's a big thing on social media going around.
Oh my gosh.
Because he was like talking about how that's wrong and this and that.
So he's now got PETA and the gangsters.
What has gotten wrong with people and eating weird stuff?
raw. And like pets.
And then you look at people that they're eating food now that's been cooked, but hear me out on this.
I'm listening.
With social media out there as it is right now, like I've been threatening here lately just to get rid of social media just because of the ignorance. You're seeing people out here that are getting millions of views because they talk funny. This guy eats chicken legs as fast as he can eat them, and then he eats the damn bone. Mm-hmm. But you watch every video that he puts out there, you never see him swallow a bite of food. He's doing it as that catch. Like, this guy just ate a chicken leg. Well, I eat chicken leg. No, this guy ate the bone. Like, snapped the bone off and is chewing it. I seen a guy today eating a lobster tail that had been deep fried. He ate tail meat, dipping it in whatever red sauce that was, eating the shell and all. I'm like,
That's that thing, dying for views thing.
yes,
Like,
starving for attention.
We were watching one yesterday. That girl
yeah.
couldn't sing a lick.
Joey don't like that one.
Miss Joy over there rolling her eyes.
Like, he cut it on. I'm like, why?
We
Why
couldn't
are
stop
you
watching
still
it.
listening
The
to
whole
it?
time he was in the store, we couldn't stop watching it.
I'm like, oh my God, turn it off. This sounds
DJ, call
terrible.
my name.
And it was so bad.
She sounded like
Last
this.
Poor Charlie. Charlie got it too because she was curled up, sleeping, and he just itched it closer and closer to her, and then she finally just starts opening her little eyes. And I'm like, she giving you that same look that I was giving you, like, cut that shit off.
Cut
Cut
that
it
shit off.
How are you listening to her right now?
I'm not gonna lie.
Doing nothing but helping.
No,
Well, I'm not gonna
no,
lie.
you know why? I'm not helping because I didn't click on it.
He didn't click on it at all. He didn't. But the funny thing, that's part of our ADD. We just couldn't turn it off.
I mean, is
It's
it?
so bad you don't want to turn it off.
Is that part of the whole government control thing? Like, COVID came in and it forced everybody to turn into content creators and get views and all this stuff.
It killed brain cells.
And yes, it just like
The easy way to make money.
brought the stupid out in people.
Well, I'll be honest. Look, I'm
We're
and I can
content creators.
speak. Yeah, we're content.
Yeah,
creators,
but we're
I'm not-
working for ours.
Yes, we're building it.
We're building it from the ground up. We ain't out here standing on the corner saying, "Look at me, I can eat a chicken bone."
I don't know.
I'm not gonna lie. If somebody could genuinely eat a chicken bone, I'm probably gonna like throw some money at him
See right there.
to eat another one.
He's one of those. Was he? Is he Jim Y or?
I'll buy him another one.
Yeah,
Damn.
Jen White of hell.
Yeah.
No,
See.
I'm like, if you're gonna be stupid enough to eat a chicken bone here, I'll buy you another one.
Okay.
I feel like COVID was, people got a taste, especially
The free money.
depending on where you were working. If you had that time off, because I know, like, I still had to go to work.
I did.
Oh
too.
yeah.
We were
all my
essential.
other
I was essential.
employees, they got their time off, and they enjoyed that extra income that they were getting. They enjoyed not having to work. Then you have the people that went to remote, and anything that they can do, because I still feel like even now, nobody want to go to work.
The work from home heroes.
That
you know?
pissed me off.
Yeah, that pissed me off too.
Hey, my dad was one of those.
Hey, your dad's actually one of them, though. That's a different story.
But I feel like the people that, not like them people, but like the content creators that are to that point, to that extreme, it's all from that.
Yeah.
Because now it's like it's become a thing.
Yeah.
Well, you got to do the
Whatever you can
extreme.
now you've got to step up your game.
I was like, you got to do the extreme to get seen.
Well, I was one of the content creators that I follow. He was talking about this the other day. Is that we're actually coming down that hill now, to where people now it's not as like people like us are going to be on the rebound soon. Because everybody's going to get tired of the foolishness.
Yes.
eventually. And he said it's already happening because these people they're like whining and complaining because they went from, having 1 million views to 100,000 views.
They try to
and then
milk it.
4,000 views. And then now they're kind of sitting at 500-600 views.
Right.
So, and they're whining about, the algorithm hates me. And this and no, it's because
You had one little time to shine. Now you know.
you're 15 minutes, the clock's ticking. And
Yes.
then the people that are working for it, they're going to take over again. So that's why we're here each week. Are we small right now? Absolutely. But we're gaining.
Yes.
We're gaining each week. We're gaining. I'm experimenting with some like social media stuff, and you can ask Joy. It's paying dividends
Right.
because I started at 0 followers on YouTube, and I'm gonna tell y'all what. As a YouTuber, each follower is very, very hard. Like you look at my TikTok, I got 4,500 some odd followers. All organic, by the way, not bought or whatever, follow for follower stuff, none of that. It's all organic. But YouTube, I started at 0. And I just kept having to build stuff. And then now, like as of today, I'm at like 120 followers or subscribers on YouTube.
Okay.
It's a slow burn, like for YouTube. But he is, he's like, it's those people that are taking time to put their stuff together that are going to make that, they're going to make it out of this mess. Some of these other people, they're not going to make out of it.
Right.
They're going to have some issues. So, yeah.
We've seen that with some of the content creators. And I
Like, y'all ever heard of Mr. Beast?
yes.
Yeah, see, you see
everywhere.
you see what's happening to him?
I haven't seen lately.
going down.
Yeah, I
thought he was going
down. They done somebody uncovered like some bad shit, and he is he is going down.
Okay.
So
He's all over Walmart. He was all over Zaxby's.
yep,
Yeah.
him and PewDiePie.
Yeah. He was one of the ones that, the guy just seemed unstoppable.
Yep,
mean-
because he figured it out.
Yeah,
he
he
figured
could
out
do-
what the thumbnails were and all that.
Yeah, he could do anything and get any amount of money. He was the one, wasn't he, that burnt down the Corvette in the middle of a field or
Yep.
or Lambo or
He
something.
bought it and then burned it. Yep.
Yeah,
Stomping on it, jumping on it.
yeah. Took a Cybertruck and
Yep.
destroyed it.
Yep. showing you like the flaws in it and everything. Yeah.
Bought it just to tear it up.
He would give out money too.
Yeah,
like, he would do little contests or whatever, and because he said originally he started out like helping people, like he would test people, and then he'd give them money or whatever. But
Right.
Then it started becoming like a game, and then some of that led to some of his troubles.
Okay.
There were some safety issues and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's like the guy that was the pinnacle is now rolling down the hill, and there's going to be the organic people like us that are going to walk up the hill. But I can go ahead and tell you this. When we get to the top, we're not going to do anything crazy. We're just going to kind of hang out there for a little bit.
First thing we're going to do when we get to the top is set up shop.
Yep.
Like, we're going to drive stakes in the ground. I'm not rolling down.
Oh, no. Nope.
But, I mean, long ago, these content creators, as they call themselves now, that's where you got your stand-up comedians from.
Yep.
That's where you got your actors that we look back on.
Yeah.
I mean,
Bunch of them.
it was raw talent. It was the
Yep.
Robin Williams, the Richard Pryor, the guy's face just popped in my mind. Rodney Dangerfield.
Red Fox.
Red Fox, yeah. I mean, if you've ever seen Rodney Dangerfield, those eyes and
Yeah.
his face will stick out.
No matter where I go, I don't get any respect.
There you go.
No matter where I want to go, my car don't want to go down. My car got more miles on it horizontally than it does vertical. Or vertical more than it does horizontal.
The people of that age, these people of our age now aren't going to be that.
Nope.
I mean,
Well, I don't know. We're working on it.
we're working on it,
Yeah.
but the guys that are just putting out videos, and that's all they do. I mean,
Yep.
yeah, you're funny, but just like you're saying, people are going to get tired of that foolishness.
Yep.
That and that's all they have the time. They have all the time in the world to do it.
You know, I have funky ways.
And they probably came from families that allowed them, that gave them enough money and resources to get it started.
Yep. Now I can tell you this too. I have funny ways of like predicting stuff. And Dustin, I don't know if you remember this or not, but I told Dustin many moons ago. I said somebody's gonna have to carry this torch in Charlotte when John Boy and Billy leave.
Yeah.
And you watch, it's gonna have to be us. We're gonna have to carry that torch because I grew up listening to them.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and if you pay attention, they were probably somewhere around in our age bracket when they first started, and then ended up in their 60s and whatever. And
I would love to be that guy that's got Booger Ranch.
Yep.
And I mean, just to get around him and to know him personally.
Yeah.
John Boy's killer feller.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're in their 60s now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
that's what
Billy,
I'm saying.
he's behind the scenes a lot, but that's the counterpart of it. And and you're exactly right. They're getting to that age to where they're going to start looking. Hey, it's been a good run, guys, but somebody else has got to pick it up and run it from here.
I mean, look. I mean, you Dub died.
Yeah,
And then
Robert D. Rayford.
Joy's hero, Robert D. Rayford, died. I guess I'm turning into the curmudgeon around here, because I'm always got something. Like, why are we doing this? You know, like, why are we sitting? But I don't mind that. But
no,
but it's funny because there's not really another group that's kind of like us.
right.
You just pay attention. You pay close attention. And what's funny is I told my grandma one day, I was like, I'll replace them one day. And she just kind of chuckled and she didn't say no. She chuckled, turned around and walked back in the house. Mm-hmm. And so, you never know. We'll see.
Yeah,
They've got over 100 affiliates where they are.
Well, they're
broadcasted over-
syndicated.
Well, it says that's what they got 100 affiliates where they're broadcasted over 100 different stations a day.
Well, guess what, guys? They started in a room just like this.
just like this right here.
So,
The good feeling knowing that you have people getting up in the mornings that look forward to listening to what you've got to say,
yeah.
and you're getting on the radio and you're cracking jokes at one another.
Well, yeah,
You're having a good time.
You got skits.
Yes.
We need to kind of get Daniel back to that, but
Daniel does voices. I do voices.
yep.
David, you do voices well.
Yep. I mean, the concept is there.
Mm-hmm.
They have a whole backing team that writes all their stuff though to help them out.
Miss Joy.
They didn't when they started.
No, I'm
Bubba.
talking about now though.
Miss Joy is a voice. People
helps
look at
them.
her and think they're gonna get this little Asian lady, and
Well,
then
that's-
here comes this little redneck
Marcy.
from Marshville.
That's Marcy.
Yeah,
Marcy, like
Miss Joy, you are now Tater.
Miss Tater. What's that? We're gonna call her Rice.
We're gonna call her Rice.
Oh God.
Yeah, call her Rice. Not Condoleezza Rice.
That's right.
But anyway, no, like I said though, I put that out in the universe, and I know Daniel's saying they got people to write stuff for them and all that stuff.
No, I'm
But
saying
they
that's
didn't-
why that's
they
what keeping
when they
them on
were in
top.
that room. When they were in that room, just like this one, they didn't have that. They had their raw talent,
Just kicking it off one another.
and that is, I figure we're kind of like a cross between them and Howard Stern.
Okay.
I'm not ashamed. I will I don't care. Like Ali was saying, sometimes they have adult people. I don't care. Like they do a business.
Yeah.
If they want to be on the show, we'll talk to them about it. I don't.
Oh, yeah.
I really don't care. Now we may have to make sure that's a day that Daniel's off because he, But
No, Daniel will be there buy a damn pole off of Amazon, have it in here set up already.
oh Lord, I didn't say we were going to have a show. I'm not
It's the show.
talk about it. Yeah, you're going to be on it for them.
Yep.
Anyway, but that's the thing that I'm looking for.
bitch down.
Yeah,
Oh gosh.
but that's what I'm looking at for the future. I don't know if you guys are if y'all know what my vision is for that, and that's what that is that we take over that mic when it needs to be, and it'll be wholesome enough, just like theirs. We'll help people and do things that they do, and but yeah, somebody's got to do it
Yeah.
because the ship always has to have a captain.
Mm-hmm.
So
What was that? They said that the queen must have her captain. Whose heart we're gonna cut out and put in the box?
Guess it had to be Gia.
Since Jeff ain't here.
I ain't got a heart, son.
Oh Lord.
He's already Davy Jones.
Yeah, I guess so.
Another good show too that aspire to me that I like to listen to is called The Rise Guys.
Yeah, and I heard that
funny,
9 just left them.
Really?
Yes. It's funny you,
You know,
said
Yeah,
that.
you got Fat Boy and then
Ace and TJ broke up too.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Yeah. So
But yeah, I heard 9 left to
I don't know. nobody.
pursue things with his health. I thought something had happened to the guy, like he died, because I know he was always heavy set, and they worried about his weight and stuff
talking
like
about
that.
Fat Boy?
No, not Fat
Oh.
Boy. This is the one they called 9.
Oh yeah.
He was a heavy set dude, wore
I like
glasses.
how they have that call in where you can call in and just like cuss the shit out of them.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
They have this thing where you call in and just roast the fuck out of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wow.
Or you can. They have the anger. They have the Facebook where they reenact like Facebook gossip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Call it Facebook fussing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
So
When
you
I-
do watch it.
Actually,
When I
that
worked
sounds
up there,
pretty fun.
I worked up there at Met County with y'all. I used to listen to the Rise guys.
Facebook fussing.
Yeah, I think did Paige leave too?
I don't think
For
so.
some reason, I wanted to say Paige left and pursued her own thing, and then went to another radio
There's some
show.
sort of lady on there.
That could be wrong. That could be wrong.
Yeah. Y'all know Melanie Myers is not on radio anymore.
Yes, I heard that. I follow her on Facebook
I
as
do,
well.
too. That kind of pissed me off.
Yeah,
I'd love to have her on our show.
yeah, we could do that.
Like, on our show.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think her and Joy kill us, though.
Yeah,
They'd roast
probably.
us so hard.
Yeah, she'd be telling Daniel to get bent.
Yep. But yeah, I hate that she's not. I love listening to her. She's a character.
Yeah, I never did listen to her when she was with Phil and Mel in the mornings.
I did. I listened to her mostly when she was with 106.5.
Yeah,
Woody and Wilcox.
Woody and Wilcox.
See, that's another show too. I mean, that's another show that I don't think they have what it takes to do what John Boy and Billy do.
No, and you was talking about people breaking up earlier. I remember when 106.5 was jumping, it was Bob and Tom.
Yep. I
And
remember
then
Bob and Tom.
all of a sudden, for like 2 days, that's just me being facetious. I don't even know if that's the right word. Listen to Dustin trying to sound smart. But there was a little bit there in their morning radio to where there was no morning radio talk show.
Yeah, it was just
It was just radio.
Yeah, and then Woody and Wilcox.
And then Woody and Wilcox appears out of nowhere. And what happened? Well, we're not saying anything about it. Woody and Wilcox show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
What? Miss Joy done come over to the console.
Mm-hmm. Uh-oh. We had a Norway moment. The phone has died.
Oh, Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if she get off this daggum off.
That's my fault.
Too.
That's my fault for showing that deal.
Anyway.
I'm addicted to that thing.
We did
too.
get some good stuff off of it. Thank you,
Yes.
Daniel.
Yes.
Yes. Can't give it to
But
you,
no.
baby.
We had a pretty, serious show today. About some travel and about some fun.
Yeah.
But
If you're thinking about it, I've been seeing this a lot here lately. Take the trip. Buy the car.
yep,
Buy the house.
you're not gonna take it with
Why
you.
do you think
No.
I bought that 3D printer
Let me
last
tell
week?
y'all
go.
something. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna towards the end
I've
of the
been thinking
show
about
here.
that.
I'm gonna leave y'all with something. 100 years from now, nobody will know we existed.
That's exactly right.
Somebody's gonna be living in your house or on your
If it
land.
even exists.
Well, I said in your house or on your land. Your money, inheritance, whatever is going to be spent.
It's all going to be washed up.
So, saving that is an old concept that I don't believe. Like, what are you saving for? The end?
Yeah.
I mean, okay, so you're saving so everybody else can have fun when you're dead.
You're saving so you can retire and enjoy.
I don't have a problem with kids being taken care of and whatnot.
Right.
I don't really have a problem with that. But for you to forego any happiness just for that purpose is nonsensical.
It is.
So yeah, like you said,
That's why I say
take the trip,
buy the car.
buy the car, buy the pants,
Yes.
buy the shoes, buy the headphones, buy the microphone you want. Get on there.
Make it happen.
Do whatever.
Yes.
Well, that's another thing. Like going back to that inheritance, like the inheritance thing, like you said, making sure you save up for your children and all that to live whenever you're gone. See, I don't have children yet, but I do have that mentality that if I would probably do that, but they're not going to get it all when I die. It's going to be sent to them in increments.
Well, that's the thing is you don't even have to send it to them increment. Send them enough to get them started, and then you spend the rest.
I ain't even doing that. They're going to get X amount every couple of years, X amount.
I joke and pick about Daniel doing his full orders and all that stuff, but you know what? That's what makes him happy.
Yeah.
So,
The materialistic stuff doesn't matter.
nah,
I bought a 3D printer.
yeah,
It's
so,
the things, it's the legacy
yep.
that you leave behind, knowing that if I die tomorrow,
That's funny.
that somebody's going to be there to say, hey, you know what? This is what he cared about. Look at his kids, the way he raised them. They're not out here doing the foolishness that we talked about. If David was to pass tomorrow, somebody could say, you know what? He might not have been perfect, but everything that he done, he put his heart and soul into it. It's
Yeah.
just the kind of person he was.
Yeah, I'm not striving for perfection. I know Miss Joy keeps on hinting to me it's getting late. But I'll leave y'all. And it's kind of funny that you brought that up, Dustin, because that kind of brings me to a poem in the Havamal, the Book of Odin.
Mm-hmm.
He said, kindred die, animals die. Everything that you have will die or go away. It is what your legacy as who you are is what's left behind.
Yes.
So, to kind of end the show on that, be the best you that you can be, and the rest will just come out in the wash.
That's exactly right. And at the end of the day, if you ain't got nothing else, what you got? Peace, love, and happy.
Peace, love, and happy. And a little bit of gas.
I was just about to say that.
Bye.